I'm standing here with my head held high. For Canada. Hi, Brian Williams here. You know, over the years, I have been fortunate to work so many big international sporting events in so many different countries. And regardless of the country, the reaction was the same. Respect and admiration for Canadians and Canada. Shop as if your country depends on it. Keep your money in Canada for Canada.
What up, Mike? Toronto. VK on the beat. Check. I'm in Toronto, where you wanna get the city love. I'm from Toronto, where you wanna get the city love. I'm in Toronto.
If I need to blow my nose at some point, is that okay? And are we recording this?
We're recording this, and you can blow your nose, absolutely. And welcome, Harkness, to episode 1664 of
Hello,
Toronto.
Toronto.
Proudly brought to you by Great Lakes Brewery, a fiercely independent craft brewery who believes in supporting communities, good times, and brewing amazing beer. Order online for free local home delivery in the GTA. Palma Pasta. Enjoy the taste of fresh, homemade Italian pasta and entrees from Palma Pasta in Mississauga and Oakville. Yes, we are open, an award-winning podcast hosted by FOTM El Grego. Silverwax.ca. Use promo code TorontoMike10 at checkout and save 10%. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Committing to our planet's future means properly recycling our electronics of the past. Building Toronto Skyline. A podcast and book from Nick Iones, sponsored by Fusion Corp Construction Management, Inc. and Ridley Funeral Home, pillars of the community since 1921. Joining me today, making their Toronto Mike debut, is Maria Markina and Harkness. Okay, Maria, hello to you.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Harkness, you need to blow your nose? Is that what I heard in the intro?
Here and there. Here and there.
Feel free to honk away, man. This is a safe space.
Step back from the mic when you...
You know what? That's good. Yeah, go a little back, blow your nose, come right back in here. So nice to meet you, Harkness. For those listening at home, may I describe how you are dressed?
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna guess you're. Well, maybe Maria. Can you describe what Harkness is wearing?
Oh, what did I call you this time? The earthworm. When he came to pick me up, I was like, oh, the earthworm is back.
And it's all purple.
She's just out of punching range, people who are just listening on the radio.
Well, good for that.
Swinging at the air here.
This is very loving. No.
She's got a twinkle in her eye, okay? I know when I see venom, okay? But Harkness, okay, so we have a lot in this hour. It's going to be all killer, no filler, because I need to know more about Harkness, but I need to know more about Maria, and I need to know what attracted Maria to Harkness, and I need to know about this documentary film, which is also called Harkness. Mm-hmm. Is it going to air on TV Ontario?
No, CBC Gem.
Oh, you know what? That's my bad. I got bad notes here. CBC Gem, even better.
April 14th, it premieres on CBC Gem, but also on April 13th, we're doing a free Toronto screening for anyone and everyone at the Royal Theatre, followed by a free album release show by Harkness himself, just across the street.
Sorry, when is that exactly? When is that?
Event of the year.
Yeah, when is this event?
April 13th.
April 13th.
So just in about 9 days.
Exactly 9 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what time?
Screening is at 6 p.m. sharp. Doors open at 5. And the show is at Harkness?
Harkness show is 9 p.m. sharp, but I'm actually doing a pre-screening show too. But yeah, doors will be open at the Monarch for that too at 4 o'clock. Okay. And it's a 4:30 show, just probably less attended, so easier to get in. They both are going to be dynamite.
Okay, they're both going to be dynamite. So I got so many questions. One is, so we didn't, I don't think we adequately described the Harkness wardrobe here. Is it like a one piece and it's got a ballot? Well, watch your head. Okay, so
here.
Harkness, after this recording, when we take our photo by Toronto Tree, everybody can see what I'm talking about, but it's wild. Mm-hmm. And the part that's most wild to me is not this one-piece purple outfit that even has like this head covering.
Yeah, hood.
It's It's the, what's the, I'm a cola connoisseur and my CCD DC glasses. Do you remember? Does anyone remember the Diet Coke, the Moon Man that was selling? You remember this guy?
Yeah.
I see something in my.
Okay, we have to go to YouTube for this. I know Maria's way too young to remember this.
No, but you know,
you've heard of this Moon Man. Okay.
I've seen the archives.
Right. But that's the sunglasses or shades or I don't know, the visor, is reminiscent of the Moon Man from the Diet Coke commercials. I remember from the 80s.
Visor is the important
So,
part.
Harkness, why do you wear why are you dressed like this?
Well, as far as I was concerned, there was a lot of flannel shirts and then pretty things and all this hair and all the kind of rest of it. I wanted nothing to do with any of presenting myself, believe it or not. And so I covered myself, and it takes me 30 seconds to put on, throw it on.
Yeah.
Whoosh,
It
don't
looks
have to do
comfortable.
my hair. Don't have to worry about how I look. It's basically, I mean, when you consider the catalog of music, if you listen closely, you'll get more hints about why I wear it. But
And we are going to listen to some Harkness in this
so
episode.
there's maybe some philosophical bents in there that I won't get into, but really it's pure comfort. It's like pajamas or a robe and going on stage, nothing to worry about, quick access. And
you don't have to worry about your hair. You don't have to think, what do I wear? You just have it's like, I went to a Catholic school, okay? We had a uniform, and it took that whole, I got to look cool today. It's like, no, you just got to find out ways to look cool, but you got to wear the button-up white shirt, and you got to wear the pleats or whatever.
is that where the safety pin comes in? And
Well, that's where you remember. Then it became like, oh, you need like a little horsey on your shirt and all this crap. Like, I'm serious. It's like, oh, you need a polo shirt or whatever, and it's like all this bullshit.
Make
But
mine a great white.
You've hacked it, and the visor. Can you see through the visor? Be honest with me.
Well, the truth is that this visor, for presentation's sake, is a double layer, and I can barely see through it, but it looks better on camera. I have one that I have to perform with. It's a single, so I can actually see people and see the guitar and all that. So I've got a couple of visors up my sleeve for different purposes, different reasons, and they come in handy. But yeah, another thing about the whole wearing this thing is that I went through a phase when I was younger. I do have big brown eyes with long eyelashes.
See, I have no idea what kind of eyes you got there, right?
So no, I was like
You don't need my permission.
I know. I'm kind of looking at her for approval. The director. Hey, director,
I would say
can I
blink
say
in
this?
Morse code if Maria has you held captive, but you can't. I can't see your eyes if you blink in Morse code.
That's true. I know. I wink through this all the time, and nobody's getting it.
Yeah.
But the truth is, when I was a little kid, I was one of those cute little button kids, and we took tons of photos, and I loved having my photo taken and jump into every photo smiling. And then I had some dark times in my youth that we get into in the film a little bit.
Sure.
And then cameras became that kind of Indian thing where they would suck my very soul to the core and down the tubes into the toilet. And
you see this in Crocodile Dundee, right?
all that kind of stuff. I went through some bad psychological times where cameras became like, if I had a cross and a camera, they would kind of. And so this came out of that as well. I don't really want to be seen. I want to be anonymous. I want the music to do all the speaking. And I'm not here, folks.
Can I just say something? If you don't want to be seen, this is a very bad idea.
I know.
Because all eyes are going to go to you. You're dressed in a purple one piece with a visor. Yeah.
Oh, here's the thing.
No one's going to see Maria when you're walking down the street. They're going to see this.
I don't know about that.
way.
So how did you guys get here today? Was it on the TTC?
No, he drove.
Okay. All right.
To be honest, that's how I got into the whole Harkness film, because first he just could drive me places, and I was like, well, I guess.
Oh, God, so many questions. So we are going to go back, because I know you spent 20 years working on your first album, and I know there's you were surviving on a waiter's salary, and you were working from a homemade studio in your mother's basement. I got the crux here. We're going to get it. I also have multiple descriptions of your music, and I'm wondering if you would agree, are you a Canadian indie alternative psychedelic rock musician?
Sure, if you got to put a sign on it, that's okay.
Are you the only one who fits? That's a wild descriptor, right? I'm going to play this music so people can hear what Harkness sounds like.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about your pedigree. You come from musicians, and what role that plays in you. But I'm going to ask Maria something here. So Maria Markina, is it Markina? Am I saying it right?
It's Markina, but
I'm saying it wrong.
yeah.
Markina.
Yeah.
But
I've given up over the years. I just,
do a lot of people call you Markina?
Yeah. Everybody.
You know why? Because that
Everybody.
musician was Marquita.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah,
Are you sure it's just not just you?
Oh, please. You know me too well already. Okay. Maria, when in your life, in your young life, are you introduced to Harkness? Like, when do you discover this enigmatic Harkness figure that's to my left?
Oh, well, I actually, it's a funny story because Harkness, I keep stopping myself because I want to call him by his name, but
He has a name? It's not Harkness?
yeah, he has
That's his
a
last name.
But yeah, you're gonna have to see the movie to find that
Okay.
out. But he was actually, I think, my very first friend that I made when I just moved to Canada. Because I came to Canada in
Imagine that.
What year
I
was this?
know. It was 2018.
That's not long ago.
Yeah.
Feels like yesterday.
I know. And yet I've aged.
Well,
And I think
look
the
what you
film
gotta
has
hang out
something.
with. Where did you
That'll
come
do
from, Maria?
I mean, it's hard to tell.
You're both aliens, aren't you?
No, I was born in Russia, grew up in Belarus, and then obviously, when you're born and raised in Eastern Europe, your parents just kind of hammer it into your head since the day you're born that you better move to America or Canada and save us all.
But they say America, right?
Yeah.
And we're like the we're the second tier.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Canada is not even on the list. Like it's the America and freedom and democracy. Thank God I didn't. Right.
Well, what an interesting perspective to bring to everything, considering what's happening in Russia now, and what's happening in the United States, and here you are in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
I know. I chose wisely.
And Harkness is here.
And Harkness is here. Yeah. And so I came to Canada to do masters in documentary film, because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I just picked up a side job as a bartender at a local restaurant. And
Lo and behold.
And lo and behold, Harkness was already there.
So he
for
was a
13
waiter there.
years.
Do I get the name of the restaurant?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oliver Bonacini Cafe Grill, Bayview location.
Bayview location.
Well, it's closed now.
It just closed, so
Okay, that's disappointing. They
We're
could have
all
made
over
it a
that
heritage
place.
site.
Yeah.
Harkness
They
worked
should
here.
have.
Sorry. And as you might know,
Someone's
the
gonna-
restaurants are just filled with artists,
I bet you it's the who's who of Canadian rock. Like it's like the Juno Awards. They just take a bus from this restaurant and they just bus
I
it
think
to the
so.
Juno.
Yeah.
Harkness. So that's amazing. You've met such a good friend in Maria here. 2018. Maria, you're a filmmaker making documentary films. Did you know right away, like, oh, I need to make a movie about this man?
I think so. I didn't, there wasn't like a clear idea what kind of film we were going to make. And I think for a while there, we would actually just meet up for coffee and chit chat about it. And like, oh, it's going to be something like David Lynch like, or he's just going to sit on the hill and ponder about life.
Or Spinal Tap.
Well, it is closer to the Spinal Tap than it is David Lynch. But yeah, initially we wanted just like tons of strange images and just breadcrumbs of not even philosophy. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. Like, but have you seen it? One of those. But then the more I got to know him, to be honest, what truly attracted me to him and what he was doing, like I knew he was talented and that's amazing. But what truly attracted me to him is he was the exact opposite of what I grew up with. Like I grew up with this idea of you gotta work your ass off to be successful, to make tons of money so you can buy a house and support your family and have enough saved for retirement and all that stuff. And that was just like the constant living of, am I earning enough? Am I accomplished enough? It's such a strict headspace. And then I saw someone who so passionate about this lifelong dream and just, screw what society is expecting of you. I know what I want to do with my life and I'm just gonna...
It's inspiring to have. He's got a dream, a vision. Well, pretend he's not here right now. Okay?
Yeah.
It's hard, by the way. I find it difficult to pretend he's not here because it's like he looks like a space cadet.
There's a lot of mind melding going on as well
He's
that
a
they're not
buddy
aware
Diet
of.
snatcher.
Coke Moon Man. Okay. But Maria. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's got to feed himself, so he's working as a waiter.
Yeah, just enough to feed myself.
He's got to make a certain amount, but he's for 2 decades he's working on this artistic project. But did Harkness, and again we'll get back to you, Harkness, but did Harkness dress like this going out in public since you met him in 2018, or is this simply like
Only
for
when
the
I made
documentary?
him. Only when I met him.
Because this is your thing.
Because it looked good on camera. No. It depends. Like,
I had this stick on this program. Real
I
talk
had
only.
this for a good 10 years before we met.
yeah, no, of course. The whole look was invented way before I came along. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure when I came, he invited me to go check out his studio.
Yeah.
And I showed up like nothing, like expecting nothing. And he just opens the door dressed like that. And it's like, oh, just follow me to my basement. And I was like, no one knows me in this country. Like, if I disappear.
Oh, you know what? That's the second most dangerous thing you've done, other than this guy who said, come to my basement.
Yeah, true.
Who's this guy in South Etobicoke? Okay, so I'm going to play the trailer for... So CBC Gem, that sounds big leagues. Like did they... Like, how did you get this thing on CBC Gem, our national streaming network?
Yeah, I know.
What did you do
Can
to
I
get Harkness?
speak on her behalf
Yeah.
for just a second? You can jump on it. So when we met, she initially said, I just need to do a small project on you for school. Can you do that? When she came over and saw this saw my world in quotations, the basement and what I do and how I do it, she kind of scratched her head and said, this might be bigger than a small little thing. And then
There's something happening here. That's what she said.
She did a tiny little project, and then we started fantasizing about things, but I think she entered this project into something called the Breakthrough Program, and I'm going to pass it to her. So it was just like a goofy little, really nicely done 4-minute thing that turned into...
But you're like, 4 minutes cannot contain the wonder that is Harkness.
No. It was just, I saw, especially when he told me that, you know what, I'm ready to release my album. I knew that was going to be a whole other can of worms. And just like, I wanted to see this person, because for the longest time, he was in the comfort of his studio, right? Like, not having to face... Like, not having to face rejection or not having to face society. And are people actually like waiting for his music? You know what I mean? Like, is anyone actually waiting out there for him?
Well, it's just there's a lack of awareness, right? No, it's just like, at first they said, oh, would you be interested in talking to Harkness? And I said, oh yeah, he's the guy who sings, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. And they go, no, that's the darkness.
Exactly. Yeah, no.
Okay, let's listen to the trailer. Okay. And then we'll come back and I'm going to play some of the music. And obviously I have questions because I can't tell.
I do have to plug the storyline though.
Okay, we'll do that now. Or do you want to do it after the trailer?
Well, because that's how this CBC Gem came to be.
Okay, CBC, you're right. I interrupted you mid-stream here. So CBC Gem, how did they get involved in this project?
Yeah, so that happened. So I took the project to Documentary Institute Breakthrough Program, which is a great program for emerging filmmakers organized by Canadian Documentary Institute. And I pitched the film to all sorts of top-notch broadcasters and producers from Canada. And producer Ed Barreveld from Storyline Entertainment, for whatever reason, he decided it was a good idea to just like take a chance on this immigrant, with no...
New Canadian.
First-time filmmaker and Harkness. Let's do this. Let's get a budget going.
And he just looked at the two of us and he's like, you know what? I think it's going to be a great film.
I have a good feeling about this.
So they said something about your passion maybe or something.
If you saw the 4-minute thing, you probably want to make a film about it.
Yes.
Well, I know, Maria, the next film should be about what's going on down here. You just do all these basement studios and see what's happening in this city. Come on, it'd be a series.
Yeah.
All right, I mentioned to play the trailer. Mm-hmm. And then at least it gives people a taste. What kind of music does Harkness make? And then I have some songs, a couple of songs. And we'll get more of the story and more of your story, Maria. And this is going to be quite fun here. But let's listen to this.
All right.
Hey, thank you for coming out tonight. Are we feeling this one? Do you want some more? Well then let me hear ya.
Can I make this happen? Can I get out of the basement? Can I stop serving tables? Can I conquer New York?
Oh my God, I'm on MTV, but I'm on the biggest pop channel. I just followed Dula Pipa. Is that her name? This summer could be one of the best summers ever. Maybe eventually you'll have the house to yourself and I'll be able to move out. You know what I'm saying? Hello, New York!
Shoot arrows at the moon all the way to Jupiter, whatever it is, I gotta fucking explode. Things might be changing. They might be changing right now. Right in this instant is the birth of Harkness worldwide.
Wow. Honestly, so I'm going to check my notes here. Yes. Okay. April 14. I have it as, April 13's at the Royal.
Yeah.
And then you can stream it on, it's like everyone listening to me in Canada can stream this on CBC Gem April 14.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the FOTMs will be streaming this sucker. They got to learn more about what's going on with Harkness. And Maria, we'll get into it right now. I mentioned earlier that Harkness comes from like some musical roots. So Harkness, please reveal for us, like, what did your father do? What did your mother do?
So my mother was a fantastic French horn player and an amazing piano player, and taught the whole neighborhood how to play piano. And just the Toronto Star, they would do, they won all the awards. My father and my mother were in the same orchestra. They recorded albums. It was a school thing. It was a university thing. And they would be written up in the Star. And Sue Harkness's French horn solo was outstanding, stuff like that. But she had to take care of the brood of 5 kids. So she put things down and always had the piano and teach piano lessons. My dad continued to play. He played trumpet, trombone, clarinet, all the saxes, and arranged music as well. So he played every weekend until I was about 13 or 14, and he would write all the arrangements for these things. And some of it was wedding type gigs and playing Stevie Wonder or John Lennon or the Carpenters, We've Only Just Begun, and all that kind of stuff.
Elton John,
and most likely Love Will Keep Us Together, all the hits. But yeah, so he was constantly, ever since my memory, was sitting there with no shirt on, fan blowing at the piano, arranging tunes with a pencil in his mouth. That's just what I knew and saw. And he would play the sax around the house, and we would sit at his feet, and he'd wail, and So it was just, that was the whole storybook thing. I got lucky.
The name of the band that your father fronted was the Al Harkness Orchestra.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to let Rob Proust know what he's searching right now, because he listens to Toronto Mike and he hears about these interesting musicians. Okay, so
good luck.
The Al, good luck. I tried to pull something. Okay. The Al Harkness Orchestra, your dad's fronting that, your mom a top French horn player and piano player. So you're coming from these musical roots. It's in the house. So when I was reading about this doc, which I can't wait to watch on CBC Gem on April 14th, I was reading about 20 years to work on your first album, which I'll play something from. But can you explain in a nutshell? Obviously, we need to see the doc, but what took 20 years? I know you're a waiter and you're just to get by, and you have the homemade studio in your mom's basement, but 20 years is a long time, man.
Well, it comes from having previously been in the UK with a really good friend and, in quotations, trying to make it and making kind of dumbed down music a little bit at times to service to managers and record labels. And we did that for quite a while, and it was fun. We kicked some ass over, and our drummer was Steve Alexander, who played with Jeff Beck and play with Duran Duran at the same time as he's playing with us, which is insane. He's a monster, but he recognized something in us and said, I'm going to do this for free, mates. Like, all right.
Wow.
So we had amazing experiences, but it was a lot of knocking on doors and all that crap that no one really wants to do. So when I finally came back to Toronto and my parents let me have a studio in the basement, I didn't care about going anywhere with the music. I had always heard the same kind of instrumentation and deep brass and contrabassoons and the bass and all that kind of stuff, and could never do that in the UK. Long story short is that it's just because I didn't care. I just made music. So I did finish the album in the 20 years, but I have had another 40 or so tunes on the go, or more, I guess, and written way more and all that kind of stuff. It was just that at a certain point that this group of songs kind of started coming together and talking to themselves and me and saying, I think this is an album, this particular group. And my dad passed away and all sorts of different things happened. And it was a super intense time, and it just all funneled into The Occasion Is Born. I'm coming out of the basement. Whether one person enjoys it or the whole world, this thing, I've cooked a cake. I think it's delicious. I must bring it to the neighbors.
The Occasion was born. So how far back are we going when The Occasion was born?
The song itself or the album?
The album.
I'd say 2017, I had a complete, clear idea of it.
That's pre-Maria.
Yeah. But I still had the song itself, The Occasion, which is an 8.5 minute absolute monster. If you listen to the song out there, consider this, that I record one instrument at a time, because I only have a couple of good mics and a couple of good preamps.
Right.
And if you hear certain sections of it, it does sound like a massive orchestra and more.
Well, I have the I'll call it the radio edit. Although I
Yes.
don't know what
Yeah,
radio
that's true.
station's
That's
playing
true.
this thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so you said the full
He'll-
version.
The full
He'll
version.
file a formal complaint about it after the recording.
That song almost killed me alone, and that one did take quite a while. That was probably underway just as I was meeting Maria. Yeah,
That's her name, Maria. Okay, I'm going to play
I
this.
call her other things, by the way. So I had to.
Can I know what you would call Maria, please?
No, that's for
private?
behind closed doors. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I call her Masha and other things.
Is Masha your nickname?
Yeah.
Okay, I like Masha.
Yeah, but nobody in Canada, it doesn't make sense to people in Canada.
Is it, so it's a Russian
Yeah.
Russian thing?
Can I bounce something off of you?
Yeah, then I'm going to hit this
Okay.
the occasion single, but I got the radio edit. 'Cause,
Okay.
the CFTR 680 edit. Go ahead.
Apologies. Just give me your opinion on this. So Maria, yeah. Well, this is my
You
point.
can't say it either.
Well,
Yeah, no.
Check this out. So Maria Markina, which a lot of people can't say. I'm a first-time director and all the rest of it. Masha, Prince, Madonna, Masha.
Cher.
I've been
Cher.
I tried Cher. I tried so Harkness. I tried so hard to
I get it.
her damn
Or,
credit
you know
to be
what?
Masha, not Maria Markina,
Yeah,
which is a beautiful name.
I think
I'm not trying to. I hope I'm not.
if you want to brand yourself in a way that us idiots can pronounce and think
Yeah,
about, Masha is
yeah.
probably the way to go because we're stupid. We can't say Markina.
But you know what? When you walk into a room and whoever is interviewing you, can't pronounce your name, it makes you feel very good about yourself.
Well, then I made you feel great.
Because it already makes you feel above them. In your head, I always go, so stupid. Can't even pronounce a name.
Well, there's an artist, there's a singer, I think she's from Australia, but she reminds me of you, Harkness, in that her shtick, her gimmick is you can't see her, and I'm talking about Sia, okay?
Yeah.
Right?
Ah.
And I feel like this visor look with the, is it one piece, the purple thing?
It isn't. It looks like it, and I tried to make it like it, but it's
So
a
you
separate
custom
hood,
made
but it's-
that, like with your sewing
Yeah,
machine.
yeah. Someone. This is the second version. This is the upgrade. But
Okay.
the other one was purple as well.
You got to be careful when you're eating spaghetti, right? Because you don't want to get any red
And
sauce
using
on there.
permanent markers. Yeah.
So when you're eating your palma pasta, please be careful. Okay. Jeez, I got more swag for you in a minute
Can't
here, but I got to get to the occasion
All right,
here, and then we got
gotcha.
more questions. Okay.
Who would've known we'd be here right now to taste the smoking ash inside a lifestyle? The hallelujah smoke screen of the warring souls. The schoolyard bullies have all grown so old. Rise to the occasion, the underground that's taken this town. This hope and this communication. Don't let the crown forget you down. No. Wind-blown curtain leads to an empty room where our only hope begins with doom. The silent bomb explodes.
Your Harkness, your Royal Harkness. I don't mean to speak over this epic. It's a magnus opus as far as I'm concerned. But can I ask you? You know what I hear in there?
What?
Like Brian Wilson, Beach Boys influences in there.
Of course.
Is Brian Wilson a Harkness inspiration?
I mean, hard not to be. Anyone who's got an ear would be crushed by the magnitude of his genius. You know, just the effortlessness of his music is the depth of it that crushes me. It just sounds like it was. There's the flowers growing and Brian Wilson's tunes, and like it's just part of. It's always been.
You can hear it. You can hear it. And
Thanks.
am I permission, Harkness, to get personal with you?
Absolutely.
Okay, because Brian Wilson famously has dealt with mental health challenges. Okay. Just lost his wife, by the way. Just like in the last, I want to say the last 12 months, I think.
Wow.
And hopefully Brian's doing okay. He's in his 80s now.
Who would have thought
Still with
she'd
us.
go first?
Right, but here we are. So, may I ask you about going back to the late 1980s? Would you share with me a little bit about the bad acid trip you took and the results?
Well, here, I'll give you some details and we can go from there. The trip it was at a time where we'd started doing acid and started experimenting with various drugs and been reading about Jim Morrison and all the typical shit when you're a certain age. And we wanted to get as high as possible. Let's get higher. So we did 4 different types of acid. We did a bunch of shots. We had about 4 beers and we had double cannons of hash and weed all at the same time.
Sure.
And you know what
As teenagers do.
Should there be a PSA at this point? Like,
Yeah.
See, the hash. Okay. I'm only interrupting because just to differentiate. So hash, cannabis, right? There's a category there. It's the
psychedelics.
The psychedelics.
Yes. I think everything kind of turned into a stew. And no, kids, I am not saying you should do this whatsoever. I barely survived. Psychologically and physically.
What
all
happened
of
to
it.
you?
Yeah, how can you describe that? I am not sure how much I'm going to share right now. I love you all out there, but this is.
Well, if you want the swag that's coming your way, I'm going to give you that story.
You're gonna have to
Harkness.
see the movie.
Yeah, maybe.
It's in the book.
Maybe
Kiprios.
it's in the book. Let's just say that before the acid, I'm an individual who's extremely high, and the highness that I go for. Like as many of us do, my portal pre-acid was already no separation between me and you, and I'm not sure where I end and where you start and all that kind of stuff, for sure. So I was already there and loving that with a huge heart. Like, I love being Stevie Wonder. Sing together with me. And the acid just somehow took that oneness that should have been great and in a way that only acid, or at least my internal world could do, flipped it into the darkest, most deeply sinister, evil, selfish, in quotations, creation that could ever be conceived of on any universe, include any universe, and I bet you mine is worse.
How many universes have you visited, Harkness? I need to know right now.
Well, that's the thing. Every moment's a new universe, right? So how many moments are there? One universe.
But is that like a fancy way of telling me that you experience psychosis?
Yeah, that's what I think you would describe it. But I'm not sure that I didn't just experience the truth, because when you're in psychosis, obviously it feels that. I think the thing that hurts the most about psychosis, from my experience of it, is that the psychosis feels like the most real thing out of everything that's on your plate, and getting out of that psychosis felt and feels impossible, and I still struggle with it once in a while, and definitely it can be triggered now by talking about it. But
well, I don't want to trigger you.
No,
by any
it's
means.
okay. The thing is, the reality is that the guy just pre the psychosis was like, "Bring on the psychosis, bring on everything." But I got put in my place. It was like a level of experience that my love couldn't handle. Like I couldn't. But I got out of it, I think. And
But how long did it take? Because I think there's I'm trying to see what is the difference between psychosis and delusions.
I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't take any medication.
But did you lose touch with reality? Does this have anything to do with the fact you showed up in a visor and
For sure. For sure. It definitely plays a part.
Are you?
But this is a happy end.
This is a happy end. This is the happy side.
Well, you
of it.
see, I just met you, and I can't wait to see this documentary that Maria made. I'm going to watch it on CBC Gem.
Yeah.
But are you happy? Are you doing all right these days?
Oh, immensely so. And I guess what I would say is that cliches abound, that when you're in that dark hole,
Yeah.
which does feel suicidal, and we can get into other stuff like that, but if you survive it, and if you can then taste some honey on your bread again, the way it should be, you're golden. Like things are more golden than ever.
I love
And
toast.
I love toast, and I love a bit of butter and honey on there.
Oh, a little
And
honey on there. Oh my goodness.
to me, I had some honey recently, and I was thinking, and I think it is my favorite flavor. I think that honey, that's what love would taste like. I know it's just too damn cliche, but have some honey and then argue with me after that. It blew my mind recently. But getting out of a hole like that and then being able to taste again and see the flowers and the limitless sky, I'm in a better place than I've ever been, aside from the triggered flashbacks.
Well, firstly, that's great. And I mean, I hope you're not triggered by the fact there's going to be a lot of attention on your story because, every Canadian has access to CBC Gem.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think
there's a lot of us. We're a proud, unified bunch. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
And
He's more triggered by the fact that no one outside of Canada has access to the film yet. So we're
well, it's early. It's early. You got to start with Canada, then you can conquer the world, and then the universe, and then other universes. This is the plan here. So, Maria, when you meet Harkness in 2018,
yeah.
Has he come out? Have you already come out of this psychosis that was
Yeah.
triggered by this acid?
Well,
bad acid
the thing
experience?
is, I think if you talk to anyone who's had psychosis, and sorry to interrupt, Masha, but is that
Gotta write down Masha. I
that
like
you,
it.
I don't think you ever fully come out of it, but you can have like a 95.5 as opposed to 100% psychosis. So it feels like you lie to yourself if you think you're out of the psychosis. If you know what
So again, I'm not your psychiatrist, and you can tell me it's none of my business. But I know of people who had schizophrenia was revealed because of because of acid.
Yes.
So is this psychosis? Is this your term for schizophrenia?
I don't think so. I think it was a really personal, very exacting psychosis that wasn't just, I did hear voices and they were my own voice. It didn't feel like other voices. It was all my voice, which was the problem. But there is mental illness in my family, and I'm probably right on the spectrum pre the quadruple acid drop. And it might have been a soup of that kind of stuff for sure. The same kind of chemicals bouncing around, and who knows.
You might have been okay if it was just the booze, the hash, and the weed. Like that's sort of the thing. I have a 23-year-old. I have a 21-year-old. I don't. Their brains are still forming, so maybe wait a couple years. But weed, hash, booze, that's like one category. But I would be concerned if I heard they were dropping acid.
I would be too if it was my child. But back to Maria to answer
Masha.
the question. Masha. Let's keep it Masha. Let's
Are you
keep it
okay if
Masha.
I call you Masha?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't
I'm gonna
pronounce
I'm
your
gonna
last
keep with
name,
it.
so I got to switch it to Masha.
All right.
Okay, so you were going to say?
Well, just saying that you're asking Masha if what state I was in when she met me,
Yeah,
and
2018.
it was much better. It was
Good.
a long.
I think so. I can't remember when exactly you shared all the details of that episode with me. I think I was always aware that Harkness has that sensitivity that's not common necessarily to everybody.
Yeah, he's a character. First of all, I could tell that when I saw him walking down the street with the visor.
Holding on to her.
Yeah, because you can't see. Like I said, you were sacrificing for your art.
But he's also he's the person who will go into a ravine and just be one with everything, with the brook and the trees, and and we would go, and I swear to God, something is really there, because sometimes we would go for walks together, and you'll see this little birdies just flying up to him and landing on him, and he doesn't even have
St. Francis of Assisi.
Exactly. So he's just this creature of, one of the magic elf from the forest.
No, it's when Homer started his own religion. He stopped going to church, and all the animals were.
No religion, just.
So now that we're getting a little taste, and more in the film, which people will be checking out and streaming on CBC Gem, but does this explain why for 20 years or so, you disappear into your mother's basement you're working on this magnus opus, as I call it. I'm going to play another song from it in a minute, but does this explain that 20-year, disappearance into the basement, just coming out to be a waiter to make enough scratch to keep going?
Absolutely. The last thing I wanted to do was share me and what I was going through with the world, but I knew I had the music in me and all that jazz. And the fact that I threw the music too, and like you can hear it, I think, on the album, I transformed as I was writing, and I got through and I got out and I got to the light, and it's all there on the album for sure. I think as a full album, it's a legit, sincere life saver. And if anyone's got some psychosis, I say listen to the full occasion. You might come out alive.
The 8.5 minute mark. No, it's good advice.
The full album.
And an album isn't enough to contain Harkness because we needed a film as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Masha, what a confluence of events that Masha's working at the same restaurant.
I know.
You guys are good for each other. Is there any romantic relationship here, Masha?
No,
The
just
hand-holding, I'm just curious.
Deep friendship.
Deep friendship.
A lot of love.
Yeah. And
Lot of
it's,
love.
And I actually
Nicolette Larson.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is that Neil Young, though?
Yeah, he wrote it. He was dating her, I think, at
Oh,
the time, I think.
makes
And she does
sense.
backup. I want to say she does backup on Heart of Gold, maybe, Nicolette Larson.
Would make sense.
She died young, sadly. But
she?
shout out to Ridley Funeral Home. I saw you eyeballing the
I
measuring
know.
tape.
As I was listening to the occasion, and I turned this over, it's like Ridley Funeral Home.
Well, one for
Wow,
each of you.
really?
This is courtesy of
Thank
Ridley
you.
Funeral Home. You never know
Yeah.
when you need to measure something.
Thanks, really. Funeral Home.
And really quickly
maybe,
here.
maybe they can sponsor my next film.
Well, Brad Jones at Ridley Funeral Home, he'd talk to you about anything. He's got a great podcast called Life's Undertaking. I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend Building Toronto Skyline from Nick Iones. We're going to talk to a guy about the CN Tower. We're talking next Friday to a guy about the CN Tower because CN Tower is 50 years old.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
now,
My
like this
goodness.
week or month or
Wow.
something like that. So 50 years of CN Tower. MASH has only been enjoying it since 2018. So
Yeah.
it's still a mind blow there. Okay, I'm going to do this now, and then we're going to get. I got more music and some more questions for you too, as you can imagine
right.
here.
All right.
But I would love to tell you about recyclemyelectronics.ca because that's where you go if you have any, basically any old cables or electronics or devices. You don't throw that in the garbage because the chemicals end up in our landfill. You go to recyclemyelectronics.ca.
Nice.
And this is a great gift. So you got your measuring tape. You got your fresh craft beer from Great Lakes Brewery. I'm actually going there this afternoon because today is Sunny Day where they launched their great session IPA for the summer. It's called Sunnyside. And I love it. It's delicious. I cracked one open with Ed Keenan yesterday. But celebrate Sunny Day in this province by picking up some Sunnyside Session IPA. Ian Service, I saw you picked up a case. Good for you. It's delicious. But here, I'm going to get you guys something awesome here. So you can talk amongst yourselves here as I reach into my bag of tricks.
Okay.
All right, so Masha, as I now
Yeah.
call you. And of course, Harkness.
Wireless.
These are
Or-
wireless speakers from Moneris
Oh,
because I'm excited to tell the every universe that's listening to me right now that season 8 of Yes, We Are Open is dropping new episodes right now. So Al Grego went to Saskatchewan. He went to Regina and he captured great inspiring stories from small business owners and he's sharing them with us to inspire us further. So I can see, Harkness, you've inspired Maria. Maria seems to be inspiring you.
Oh, big time.
Al Grego inspires the entire galaxy, okay? So enjoy your free speaker there from Moneris. And last but not least, this is a new sponsor. Very excited to tell you about Silver Wax. I have this for her. I don't know. Harkness only wears one thing, so he might be passing this
I
on.
wear things under this
Okay, so
sometimes.
this T-shirt, Harkness,
Wait, do I get one?
I'm going to get you something. I'm going to get you something even better here.
I don't like to be
Right,
left.
Masha. So, Silver Wax. Is your car clean? Is it Masha? Is it your car or Harkness's car? Did you borrow a car?
I don't make enough money to own a car as a filmmaker.
Well, you're young.
I don't think it changes much.
The money will come. If you own a car and you like driving a nice, clean car, Silver Wax makes pro-grade auto care and cleaning technology easy for everyone. They have kits for beginners, experts, and professionals. Everything you need. Go to silverwax.ca. Use the promo code TorontoMike10 when you check out, and you save 10% off your next order. I'm a proud Canadian. Do you love Canada, Masha?
Yeah.
You're
I
you're
just
sticking
got my
around?
citizenship.
Congratulations.
Yes, a month ago. Or no, 2 maybe?
2 months ago. Okay, so you're sticking around.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hoping
You
to.
found home.
I got to vote for the first time in my life.
Oh, provincially,
In the-
right?
Yeah, in the provincial election.
Well, we got another one for you later this month.
exactly.
Get to vote federally.
I bet you they just did it specially for me.
That's pretty good to be a citizen for 2 months and already vote twice.
I
Like
know,
that might be
suddenly have so much power.
a new record. But if you go to, so I mentioned the fact that you're a proud Canadian. I'm a proud Canadian. Harkness is a proud Canadian. Silver Wax have been proudly Canadian since 1999, and that's not about to change. So silverwax.ca, use the promo code TorontoMike10, and you'll have a nice clean car, and you can thank me later. Okay, can I play another Harkness song before I get to my questions?
Yeah.
Now, I listen that occasion, like I'm listening to it, and it's all you, right, Harkness? Who else is on there?
So I generally do guitar, bass, drums, sing, and if there's piano, I'll play piano. But all the contrabassoons and timpani and everything that's on there are real musicians, and I often went to the Faculty of Music and would put up a poster, flautist needed kind of thing. And for my budget, right, I couldn't pay the big bucks to the A-listers. I would have young students come in and play on the occasion. It would be like, have you ever been in a studio? No. How long have you been playing flute? 13 years. Okay, I think you're going to be fine. And then we just get these incredible takes out of these first-time studio experiences. And then they would have a friend who plays the English horn. And so that's how I did it.
And you're the visionary conductor who's putting it all together.
Something like that.
To satisfy this vision that you've been working on this for 20 years.
But with multiple other songs going on. But yes, there was a lot of time put on.
And of course, every session goes for about 40 hours. It's like, it's only going to take an afternoon.
One more time, if you don't mind.
Got to have some Palmapasta, some Great Lakes beer for that one. What do you think about me? I loaded up the song ID. Can I play that?
Sure. It's a simple little ditty that people seem to love.
I'm a simple man, as Leonard Skinner would say. So I need these simple little ditties. Here we go. What are you whispering over there, Harkness?
It's Maria's or it's Masha's favorite.
Oh, then that's why I'm playing it.
Oh, my favorite.
Seems that way.
I can tell why this is Masha's favorite Harkness jam. It's a beautiful song. Oh, now she's saying it's not her favorite. She doesn't like this, does she?
Okay, what's your favorite?
best? No.
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite?
My favorite is Shark Fin Soup.
Oh, wow, that's a good
But
one.
is that on the new album? No, that's
No, it's the occasion.
it's the occasion.
Yeah.
It's on the okay.
Check that one out. That's
Is that
real
on? Is it on YouTube?
It probably
Spotify?
is without a video. Like if there's the
I don't
song
need a
is out
video.
there.
This is a audio presentation. So
shark fin soup.
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten shark fin soup?
Never.
No, but-
I'm recently turned vegetarian thanks to Ed Barabelt, who's the producer.
Emmy award-winning vegetarian.
Emmy award-winning vegetarian. No, but yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to find this in real time here. Bear with me, everybody. We got a song going here.
For some of the studious little numbers out there, shark fin soup definitely references some of the acid. The most vile dish ever created.
You're a talented, I was going to say a talented man, but I don't assume gender. You may not even be human.
But it's not
Let's keep it that way.
It's well done. Has your mother heard the occasion yet?
She's heard every note about 1,000 times as I
What would your mother
record and mix it.
What does she think of the? Does she get it? Is she digging it? The vibe? It's not conventional, right? Like this is not like Justin Bieber or
Frank Sinatra.
It's not Frank Sinatra either. It's not Frank Sinatra.
Well, I think it worked to my advantage that both of my parents showed me very little praise on the music and stuff like that. They were incredibly supportive, super loving, amazing family, but they didn't like, oh my God, like listen to that bridge. Like never once my dad said, I wish I could remember the exact story, but I think once he said, that's pretty good. I think he said, it's pretty good. But the reality is my dad was such a not hard ass, but he was so intense musically and also well respected and all. He didn't say much.
Sure.
So getting pretty good from him was huge.
You know what? Now I have a new. I love to play armchair psychiatrist. So please take this all with a grain of salt. But like,
Glad I don't have any.
20 years. This Magnus, very ambitious.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very ambitious. But how much of this is simply, I know I just heard moments ago, you told me your father has sadly passed away, but is basically to earn praise from your talented musician parents?
That's a great question. I would say subconsciously, probably a lot. But since I've been doing it for so long, like decades, and then getting to make the occasion, I've been writing forever, that I got into just a complete state of creation that did actually have no ambition, no look for praise, no look for anything. And it came from that. But I think, to be honest, like if you give me not the drugs in quotation, but I think the truth serum would say, probably when I was doing the most big, vast thing with thinking that, this is going to get him, that kind of thing for my dad. I think there was a voice in there, but very, very, very distant because I was so carried away by loving all this music that was coming and just chasing it. Just chase.
Inspiring as fuck, because how many of us would be like, it's too hard. Like this is too long, too hard, too impossible a dream. Let me go become a actuary or something.
I don't think you could do it.
No, you're not wired that way. You can't go get like a sales job for a software company or something like that.
Haven't been able to yet. And the problem is, like, of course, now you put your head to the pillow and you're going, okay, my deathbed is looming. I'm not going to get this song done. That's okay. Which ones am I going to prioritize? And it's just all tick, 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 gotta make music, which is fantastic, but unfortunate on some levels as well because of what you sacrifice and the life choices you have to make. And I'm going to do the big Las Vegas sign and go, family, kids, and it's not necessarily over, but it might be like these are things that I've
but are these things you yearned for? Yes. It sounds like you yearn to give birth to the occasion.
I know.
I do.
He you gave birth to the occasion.
I know.
He doesn't count life in like years. Okay, how many years
true.
do I still have to live? It's like, okay, how many songs can I still record? I feel like that's
but it sounds like you do have this yearning. You want to be a dad?
I always thought I would, always wanted them. Kids are just as kids and honey toast, they're neck and neck, but being with children and mind melding with them is probably my favorite thing. And I know that being a dad, you have to I think Spielberg said something like, I was looking forward to having a child because I wanted to relive my childhood, but no, that's the great separator. Like now I'm an adult, somebody's got to get his fingers
somebody's got to be in charge
out of the
here.
flames.
But he's an amazing uncle, and actually his niece Bella, we recently did All the Things. So All the Things You Are is a kind of a closing soundtrack of the film, and we did. It's going to air on CBC social media channels. We did All the Things You Are music video, and his niece Bella was the lead girl in the
so
whole.
much fun.
So he's just an absolutely incredible fun uncle. that kids get to come.
Can
to
I just
for-
sing Maria's praises
Yeah.
just briefly? So all the things you are, we did the film, the whole film, the two of us, her with the can, just the two of us everywhere, no crew. Every once in a while we had a crew, but it was all Maria doing every single bit of it. That's why we got so close, incredibly close.
I can imagine.
And this video, I mean, we have no money. We're like, let's go to the dollar store and get this and all the rest of it. Wait till you see this video that Maria did for all the things you are. It's fantastic.
And when can I see this video?
So I mean, I don't know. It's in CBC's hands right now.
it's-
So we're just waiting for
The
them
Mother
to.
Corps, okay.
Yeah, we're waiting for them to utilize
exactly.
it whatever way. But once
Okay, well
that's
then you
out,
need to. No, if you need to root for a liberal government on April
I
28th.
know, I know.
If it's a conservative government, we may never see this video.
Oh my god!
Did everybody hear that out there?
Just today,
know.
Mark Carney, our prime minister, was making a speech about how he'd do what should be done, which is give the CBC more money. This whole
Well,
idea of
we need
defunding
more.
the
I think,
CBC,
yeah.
you need a united, there's a
You know,
big country.
it's kind of incredible because I've been in the industry just for a little bit now. You know, I'm still very much emerging filmmaker, but based on what I've witnessed, it's just so incredibly difficult to make meaningful documentaries, you know, just because of the lack of funding. And you see these people who are willing to, they got all this passion in them. They're willing to do half of it for free
Right.
just because they see the value in getting this film out there. And, you know, but it's just so extremely competitive because the financing is so limited. And it's really heartbreaking.
And is this your first film?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's-
but you did work on Fight Like a Girl.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was just a student project, really.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
about a Bulgarian female MMA fighter.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because I studied in Bulgaria for a while, and that was one of martial arts have been one of my passions in life. So
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Maria, great filmmaker, even better fighter. Taekwondo, national champion of Belarus, was it? National champion of Taekwondo in Belarus.
Like, did you consider going to the Olympics?
it was a different kind of taekwondo. They have all sorts of different
different,
ones. Yeah, the
varieties.
I
See,
think
what do I know?
GTF is the Olympic one, and I was doing
Unreal.
ITF. Yeah.
Okay,
It's,
but that's
yeah,
impressive.
Yeah.
Don't mess with her.
Don't fuck with
I don't know. I
Masha.
think it's just because my brother enlisted me, and I just really wanted my brother to be
You
my
never
friend.
know who's going to drop by the basement. You never know. It's a beautiful Friday. But here's a little example of what it takes. So you had this idea because you worked with this guy Harkness, and he inspired you, and you said we need to capture this. And so sounds like you're doing all the heavy lifting to capture the Harkness story and bring it to this wonderful country. And then this is like the press release for this. Can I read it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope I don't mess this up. Produced with participation of Canada Media Fund, Ontario Creates, Rogers Telefund, with the assistance of Hot Docs, Slate Family Fund, with the support from Doc Institute Breakthrough Rogers CBC Award, with the cooperation of the Canadian Federation of Musicians, Film and Television Tax Credit Assistance from the Government of Ontario, funded by the Government of Canada, produced in association with Documentary Channel. That's like 10 different, that's amazing.
I know.
10 different recognitions of talent, essentially.
I
Don't
like
question
They
it
say it
anymore.
takes a village. I believe it now, right? Like, Masha can go film all this stuff, but look
Yeah.
at that list of participating organizations.
Yeah, couldn't have done it without.
But I mean, I think because people I believed in Harkness's story and passion and the way it can inspire others, and I feel like that's just the proof that other people saw something in it as well. And I feel like that's something we're kind of missing from the overall messaging that's out there right now. Everything is just so extremely success, self-image oriented these days, and this was just such a fresh breath of air. Someone who is just living every moment of his life. And
Harkness is out of fucks to give.
yeah
Long time ago.
Long
time ago.
we have
My
so
hero.
many self-help books we're reading self-help books on how do I live my life right. It's just like we do coaches, we have to do so much schooling just to kind of how do I make the most of my life and live it right? And here's someone who's just I'm just going to follow what my gut is telling me, and
I'm going to wear the damn visor.
Wear the
I don't
damn
care if I
visor.
can't see.
Driving
And-
down the...
And
He's on the
he
DVP.
wakes up.
Sorry if I hit anything. That's how it is, really.
Honestly, okay, so to recap everything here, I want to make sure the listenership, the FOTMs listening, have this exactly right. So Harkness,
What are you doing?
a documentary. What's going on over there? Harkness, you two, come on.
No,
I don't-
the camera.
Oh, don't worry about the camera. Pretend there's no camera.
I
Harkness.
thought the camera was over
Yeah,
there.
the camera doesn't matter. This is a audio presentation. It's that photo by the tree that's going to be everything here. So Harkness, a documentary that encapsulates the raw, electric look of elusive musician Harkness, is set to shake up Toronto on Sunday, April 13th, when the film screens at the Royal Cinema, followed by a live performance by Harkness himself down the street at the Monarch Tavern. Commissioned as a documentary channel original, Harkness will be available to stream the following day, Monday, April 14, on CBC Gem. Mash, are you proud of this film?
Very much. Yeah, I'm very grateful and very, first of all, grateful to Harkness.
Your subject matter.
My
stand
subject
with
matter.
Your muse, if you will. Look at that handsome guy.
You know, because it's not easy to let someone be so embedded in your life day in, day out for many, many years, and like someone point a camera at you like, please reveal your deepest, darkest secrets to me. So I'm very, very grateful to him for trusting me with his story, and absolutely grateful to everyone who put faith in this project, all the incredible...
I can't repeat that list. I'm out of breath.
The long list, and of course storyline, and Ed Bereveld, you know, he was the person who
Right.
put a lot of faith into a first-time filmmaker and truly helped me get this project to the finish line, and forever grateful for that as well.
In Harkness, when you first saw the completed film, so was there like a private screening? Like Mash
Oh, I
said,
thought
let's
you
see-
say private screaming. Sorry, what
Maybe
were you?
both.
There was a
But
bit of
what
that
was your
too.
thoughts when you watched the final film? So the film's called Harkness. When you watched that final edit, the final film that Masha put together, what did you think? How did you feel?
Well, it's amazing because she brought me out of myself. And initially, there's moments, of course, you want to curl up in a ball and hide and all of that. But she took me out of me, and I felt like she just launched me on a roller coaster. And I loved the trip she took me on. I just went on the trip that she created, which was absolutely breakneck speed and fascinating. Not fascinating, but it was just so much fun. And by the time it was finished, it was like, hold on, was that 2 minutes? How long is this film? It just goes like butter on the toast, back to butter on the
Back
toast.
to butter on the
A lot
toast.
of yummy metaphors in the film too.
I was blown away.
We have a toast mascot on this program here. So
Wow.
you can hold that, but you can't keep that. That's not a gift.
Oh no, that's not a...
Toast is a very important food on this podcast presentation. So it all comes full circle.
Plugging right in.
Oh my goodness. I got to say, I did think initially the darkness was coming over, but I'm glad I got Harkness. I think Harkness better than darkness.
Little bit of darkness.
I believe in a
All
thing
just
called love.
rainbows and unicorns here.
Oh yeah, no. And Masha, what a pleasure to meet you. This is your first film, but it won't be your last.
I hope so.
Your next film will be about this guy in his basement who got on CNN last week. That's going to be the next film here. But thank you two for visiting.
Thank you. It
for
was
having us.
pleasure. Really fun. We could keep going. You
I feel
know
like we
that.
hardly scraped the
Well-
surface.
Well, that's an hour.
boy.
I gotta get out of here,
And
honestly.
you got beer
But
to drink.
I can bring. Well, I got beer. Always have beer to drink. But you have some beer to bring home with you from Great Lakes. Thank you. And I got to get over to Great Lakes. But is there like on your way here? Was there something burning? You're like, I hope I get to share this because I will let you do that right now.
No, we wanted you to lead, and we followed today.
Yeah.
We were happy.
I
to
Like,
do
I don't
so.
want you driving home and thinking, oh,
Oh, maybe I don't speak for Maria.
I just want to say
Masha wants
something
to say
to
something.
all the people out there. It's nothing. I just really hope that this film also inspires people to support independent art and how valuable and important it is for us as a humanity. And I feel like at the moment we don't appreciate the value of incredible artists out there, and they all deserve our love and support.
I'm glad you said that. And that, as they embrace everybody, it's a beautiful sight. And that brings us to the end of our 1664th show. Go to torontomike.com for all your Toronto Mike needs. I'm on Blue Sky at torontomike.com. Much love to all who made this possible. That's Great Lakes Brewery. Palma Pasta, Moneris, Silver Wax, RecycleMyElectronics.ca, Building Toronto Skyline, and Ridley Funeral Home. See you all Monday. Oh my God, he just got on a stamp. I saw it today. He's on a freaking stamp, everybody. My special guest in studio Monday, Glenn Milcham from Blue Rodeo. We have so much to discuss with Glenn from Blue Rodeo. He's no Harkness, but he's got stories. We'll see what he wears.
Hey, I did a gig with Blue Rodeo in my youth. I always thought they opened up for us, but I think maybe we opened up for them.
Oh, this is Stars.
Yeah. No, it was Chunk-O-Funk. It was a band called Chunk-O-Funk.
Okay, but you were in a band called the Stars, right?
Yeah, that was,
Did you ever
different
consider
one.
suing the Montreal Stars?
Yes, but no, they were
you had it
they
first,
were just
right?
a little
You had it
less.
first.
Yes, we had it
Thanks,
way
for about
earlier.
5 minutes. Or so.
I'll hook you up with Lauren Honickman. We'll file a suit. See you all Monday.
Here's the money.